Tomorrow's match versus Lincoln City is the club's designated level playing field fixture. The annual campaign, which this year runs from 26th of February until 13th of March, is about celebrating disability access and inclusion at sports venues. This year we're focusing on a soccer site, an audio description service available for visually impaired fans on match days at Portland Road. We spoke to Phil Pethybridge and Sid Wigg, who run the service, as well as Maddie Reeder, who uses the service. Sid, Phil, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We're sat in the press box ahead of the home game with Burton. You guys work for Soccer Site. Sid, let's start with you. Can you just tell us a little bit about the service that you guys provide?
Well, we just give a more in-depth commentary for the people that are listening to us. I think before we start, they used to listen to hospital radio, and they used to know who had got the ball, but they never knew where they were. Yeah. So we have to be more geographical of who's got the ball on the pitch, so they know where the players actually are.
Yeah, so Phil, why is that important that you provide more context of the game for those that are visually impaired?
The people who listen to the service have different levels of visual impairment. Some have temporary blindness, full blindness, which is permanent. Some have partial sight. So the important thing is that the description that we're giving allows them to support their enjoyment of the game, because they're all around the stadium, they're with their friends, their families, and it allows them just to get that extra support to understand where the ball is, what's going on, and also to respond to what's going on the pitch at the same time as who they're with. Yeah. Because football's about coming together, isn't it, and really being part of a community. So if you're not really understanding what's happening on the pitch for whatever reason, we're there describing what is, just to support you in enjoying that.
Maddie, thanks for talking to us this morning. We're down having a chat about level playing field and things. What's your relationship with the club like at the moment, and how does the level playing field help in that way?
So level playing field helps me just experience football like a normal fan, considering my visual impairment. It's just a great campaign to make sure football's inclusive. And
what about your relationship with the football club, Maddie? You've been a Town fan your whole life?
Yeah, I've been a Town fan my whole life. My dad say it is generational, so it's basically generational. My dad's a Town fan, granddad's a Town fan, all my family's Town fans, and I've been through the highs and the lows of it.
And level playing field do their work, but how does the club help you as well, and particularly on a match day?
So the club helped me via Soccer Site, which is the commentary from Phil and Sid. It's more of it's a descriptive commentary, so it's easier for me to basically watch the game like a normal fan. It's easy for me to see what's happening in the picture of time and my dad just commentating all the time.
Sid, what's an example, say, of how you need to be more descriptive in terms of maybe those that listen to Radio Suffolk or Hospital Radio?
Well, if Brenner or somebody at Hospital Radio is commentating, they might say that Sam Moores has got the ball in the Ipswich half. Yeah. But is he up near the centre circle? Is he down is he on the left? Is he on the right? So we have to say, right, Moores has got the ball, yard in from the right-hand touchline, 15 yards inside the Ipswich half. Yeah. The commentary is quite quick, because you have to keep it going all the time. Because if he passes the ball, then somebody else has got it. You have to be much quicker and more descriptive of the actual where the player is. Yeah.
And Phil, what are the logistics of the operation? How do you come with your equipment, and what do you do on a match day to provide this service?
Of course, so the kit's provided by the club, but the first set of equipment we had 15 years ago was provided by the RNIB through a project called Soccer Sites. Yeah. Over time, that equipment has just dated, aged, and we got to a point where the kit wasn't doing its job. So the club invested in new equipment now. So we have our transmitter here, which transmits a short wave signal across the stadium for about 80 metres. Right. And that means that anybody with a listening device, such as this, can actually borrow one from the club, and they can use their own headphones, or they can use headphones provided by the club, and then they just turn it on and they pick up the signal which we're sending out. So technically it's quite straightforward, really, but the key thing is that it is straightforward for the person who's using it, because you don't want to have yet more tech to deal with, and all you want to do is enjoy the game.
So normally I'd collect a headset from Lee Smith, our DLO, and it's just quite easy to turn it on, plug my headphones in, and away I go. I just listen to commentary, and they're really good at describing exactly what's happening at the right time. So,
yeah. And how about Lee Smith as well? You mentioned him. He helps in a lot of ways, and the club's disability, how they focus on things like that.
Yeah, he's great. He is, honestly. I've really gotten into contact with him over the past few years with Soccer Site. He's got a Facebook group running for disabled fans, and he's just a great guy to talk to.
I mean, for us, it's not about how many people are listening. We've had games where there's just been one listener, and that's fine, because without Sydney and or myself describing that game, that person couldn't necessarily enjoy the game as much, or may not feel comfortable in coming to the game. So us doing this consistently means that anyone who feels that they need that hand can come to the game and know they can get that support, and that's what it's about for us, really.
How are you feeling that the club is making steps in terms of inclusion? Do you feel like we're trending in the right direction?
I do feel like we're trending in the right direction, definitely, because definitely, like, as I'm getting older, I'm understanding like the football ground is a family group club, isn't it? And you got our community trust. It's doing wonders, isn't it? Stuff like that.
What steps are there that you'd like to see football make in general, and perhaps the club as well?
I'd like for all clubs to have some sort of soccer site and to make like grounds more accessible in a way. So like we had the stairs here, they're easily marked. You can see when you're going down. Like some grounds, they don't have that. So it's just ways to make grounds more accessible for people. Yeah.
How does it make you feel as well that you use the word there, accessible and inclusive on match days? Is that a fair feeling?
That's a fair feeling, yeah. I just like coming here on match days, watching the boys, get 3 points hopefully. But yeah, it's always great, yeah.
But you also have a media interest as well, and you've come to a few home games this season. You're also involved with the Town Women. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I entered the FWA Student Right of the Year 2021, and I wrote about soccer site actually. And then I got in contact with you guys, and then you guys let me go in the press box for a few games. I was part of the media huddle for the Papa John's games, and it's mainly in the women's team where I've been helping out media-wise. So say yesterday was a great win against Southampton in the FA Cup. I was helping out all there, doing a few post matches on the pitch. It was just, the women's team was just really good because like I get in there, help with post matches, to help with like make sure all the mascots are ready. Just basically being a helpful hand to Kieran.